Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining our session, Codeless Advanced Lightning Components. In this session, we will walk you through Altimetrik's platform and show you its new ability to create Lightning components without writing any single line of code. But first, we will introduce ourselves. My name is Fernanda Vecino, and I am a project manager in Altimetrik in Uruguay. I have been working as a Salesforce developer for the last 7 years, mainly focused on Lightning development since it was released. And this is my colleague, Rodrigo.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rodrigo Giuliani. I'm also a project manager at Altimetrik, and I've been a Salesforce developer for the last 6 years or so. So before we begin, a little summary of our session. First, we will go through a bit of history of the development processes, how they have been during the last 20 years or so. Then we will present you with our platform and how it works for Lightning. And last but not least, we will have 2 live demos for you where we will show you the things this tool is capable of. Okay, so let's start.
Okay, we can say that software development has been constantly changing for the last 20 years. And we can use as an example how Salesforce in the last 2 or 3 years has released so many great features like Lightning Experience, Lightning Components, Einstein, Salesforce DX, platform events, and more. But what happens when we think about the development, the steps that we follow during the development of an application? I think that we can say that software development process hasn't changed much or at all in the last 20 years. And before going forward with this statement, let's take a look at this process, at this image that shows us all the steps that we go through during the development of an application, from gathering the requirements of a client during the planning, implementation, and testing. We might add some more steps if the project is complex, is more complex. We can skip some steps if the project is less formal. We shouldn't do that. And we go through all these steps, even if it is a very simple project, at least once, and we keep going from implementation to testing many times when it is a long project, right? So we started thinking how we could change this, if there is a way to shorten this process, to focus more on user experience, on business needs, and less on development, having pre-built things. So, and also to give the ability to all users, not all users, all the stakeholders, everybody who is involved in the project, not only the development team, but also the clients, at the same time collaborating and giving opinions and making changes in real time. So we're going to show you a little bit of this.
So what's this RDP thing? RDP stands for Rapid Digital Enablement Platform. As that marketing phrase says, our powerful adaptive development framework empowers teams assembling deployable experiences, blah, 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 blah. That's probably what you're thinking right now, because you probably stopped reading that like at the 4th word or so. But what's this about, actually? It's about, as Fernanda said, collaboration, simplifying things, and making all the process more straightforward. How do we do that? Everything starts when our graphical designers go to Sketch, which is a graphic design program. And with that and a plugin, they start building the user interface. Inside RDP, business stakeholders, developers, testers, everyone involved in the project start discussing those designs, start planning out the user experience, and suggest changes, see them applied on the fly, and can create even small user experience simulations, even before implementation. Assembly of existing components that are inside the platform give us a rapid implementation that can be deployed right from inside the platform to any other final target platform, like mobile, web, desktop, with one click. And this gives us a sort of instant design to implementation workflow that can get us to either testing or a final product for our final users much faster. Also, keeping track of all versions that we have in our application, as well as the ability to go back and forth of them as discussions go and see how the product fares. So now, let's talk about how this works for Lightning. Oh, sorry, my bad. Before that, how the process gets simplified. As you can see with this tool, we get a lot more focus on what we call business implementation, as opposed to the typical development coding and testing techniques. We get a lot more focus on collaboration and UI and UX design. That get us rapidly into integration and integration testing, so that our users can start using our application, and in just a fraction of time, you can just publish your product and get on support and maintenance mode. So now, yes, let's go to Lightning. How does this work for Lightning?
So having built RDEP was a huge success for us and for our customers, but for us, there was no way to deploy anything on a Salesforce organization. We were creating for mobile and for desktop, but not inside a Salesforce org. And we had clients who are Salesforce users asking for this. So we were very frustrated. But back in 2015, Salesforce released the Lightning components. At the beginning, they were very hard to work with. You had to add that static resource to make the Lightning design system work. They were crashing all the time. It was hard. But then, release after release, they improved them a lot. And we realized that there was a way to build that bridge between RDEP and Salesforce by creating a Lightning component that was intelligent enough to process what was generated outside. So we started very simple. We created our first POC that was a label. So we created a label on Sketch, the design program. We added the deploy on the plugin. We deployed inside an org, and we were able to see that label in a Lightning component on any org, right? So then we started other concepts. We added the concept of screens and buttons, and that was our second POC, to move from screen to a screen. That's it, very simple. And we were able to do it, so we kept adding concepts. The forms, web forms, inputs, more actions for the buttons, not only just to move from screen to screen, so to move from steps on the forms and to submit what was on the form. And basically, we realized that we were able to create an application from Sketch and deploy it on an org, and having this created Lightning component that was able to process that static resource that is deployed, and displaying and functional component is working on any Salesforce organization. So this is what we are going to show you now on our first live demo. In this demo, we will see an existing project that is a very simple, it's a form of 3 steps that will save on a custom object, subscribers. And then we will show you how we can collaborate through our platform. Rodrigo will ask me to perform some changes, and I will do them. So you will see how easy it is. I perform a change on Sketch, I deploy, and you see it on the org. So let's go. Sorry about this. This is mirroring.
Sketch.
Yeah. So this is a Sketch. Sorry, this is not a Sketch. Where is the Sketch?
Sorry. There it is.
No, they look the same because, yes. Well, basically, this is a Sketch, and it's a design program like any others. And what we have here is the only thing that is ours is this bar here. That is our plugin, where you can tag everything that you add on Sketch. You have to tag it, so it gives a meaning to our Lightning component then, and loads it and gives the if it has an action, it will perform the action. Or if not, it will just display, right? So with this first screen, what we have only is this label, this image, and a button that takes us to the next next screen, sorry. In this screen, you see that there is nothing here, but actually what we have is a form. But as the form has steps, the steps are here. I don't know if, yes, you can see it. So, well, the first step has a lot of inputs. Everything has to be tagged and also binded. What does it mean? Everything that will save, perform a save, has to be binded to an object field. So when you are submitting, the component will know where we are going to perform the save. So in this case, we are performing the save on this. So well, this is the second form and the third form, and the save here. That's it. I will not go very deep in this because in the second demo you will see something from scratch, so it will be better. So basically this is deployed by here, but I already have it deployed. Then I will deploy again, performing a change. This is a Salesforce organization that has that project deployed. This is the first screen, as you saw on Sketch. We go, it goes to the second one. If I try to go next, every validation is already added because we bind it as a certain type. So all the validations are already added there. So if I add here, well, if I add anything here, it will also perform the validation for email. Okay, I'm a woman here. Good. So if I go back, everything will be there. Okay. And no, I don't want to receive. So yes, we already saved this, and I will show you that this is really saving something. So I go to subscribers. And this is the one that I just created. We are at Dreamforce. Everything here. So if we go to this other part, that is our, this is the platform side. Here is where we can manage all our portfolios and all our projects. The idea is that everything that you create is here, and everybody who is involved will be part of the team. In this case, I have this project that is the one that is on Sketch also. So we can synchronize from Sketch up to here and also to the Salesforce organization. So here what we have is we can see all the screens, right? And in here, we can see all the annotations. If somebody else has to add some comments or anything, it will be fine. And we have a live view. If somebody else is working here, for somehow, in this case, Rodrigo now is here, moving around. So he can add some comments in real time. I can see them, and I can go to Sketch, perform the change, upload it here, ask him, hey, is this fine or not? And then if it is fine, upload it to the Salesforce organization. So he already, no, he didn't add anything yet.
Okay, so it's done. You have to show comments. You show annotations.
Sorry, I am refreshing just in case.
Sure.
Okay, so I go live, show annotations here. Are you on the same project than me?
Yes.
Yeah. Resolve. I don't see them.
Don't worry. Sorry with that. So you should see them here, but they are not.
No.
That's weird.
Oh, wait. Okay, I don't know. Well, this is a live demo, so it happens. Always happens.
Yeah, so you should see my comments there. Probably you don't see this screen, but they are there. Let's continue. So I asked Fernanda to move the button a little bit up and to change that text and sort of mention Dreamforce, because we are Dreamforce.
Okay.
So let's do that.
I will do that then. So if I go here, this is a sketch. I will change the tab. Okay, for sure, we are at Dreamforce. And I will move this here.
It's fine
Here?
like that. Yep. That's fine.
Okay, so now, here, yes. What we are doing is we are going to set the name of the application, which is the initial screen of our project and the credentials of the org. We generate, and this is simply creating, is performing a deploy, an anti-deploy. But basically, our plugin is generating a static resource, and we'll upload it to the Salesforce organization. And in the Salesforce organization, there is already an existing Lightning component that is packaged, and that will load by defining an ID, the static resource, and will process everything and show it and give action to it. So, okay, if we go here and we go here, we will see my change in the Salesforce organization that I perform in seconds. Yeah. So that is for the first demo, which didn't go 100% good, but at least 50 was good, yeah? Okay, the second demo.
So now for the second demo, we are going to create a component for Dreamforce events registration from scratch using Sketch. We will have that deployed to Salesforce. And let's see how much time does it take. We had a bet with Fernanda that it will take, she says that it won't take me less than 10 minutes to have a Lightning component working in Salesforce showing that form. So let's see who's right, if I can do this in less than 10 minutes or if she's right. The idea, of course, if you have built Lightning components before, probably doing this using code will take you a little bit more than 10 minutes, probably a couple hours if you're quick. So let's do it. Okay, I'm gonna put this here.
I started already.
Okay, thank you.
I will win.
Thank you. Sure you will. So first we create an artboard. The artboards are in Sketch, all like our different screens. I'm just gonna resize this here to a more measurable size. So let's name this registration. Our form only has one screen, so no need to go funny with names for further reference. We need that header that you saw in the presentation. So let's find that image. It's here. Let's resize this. So it's 1040, 1025, 24. Sorry. Okay. So it's there. As Fernanda mentioned, we need to tag this so when this is deployed to Salesforce, our renderer knows how to draw this element, what this element is, and how to actually draw it on the screen. So we have tagged this as an image, and we need to add a form. Let's go here, form. Okay. So I'm gonna quickly resize this. So it's this and this. Let's position the form. Here we are. So again, the form also needs to be tagged as a form. Let's just leave it like that. The different parts of a form need to be in a different screen, so I'm going to create another artboard for that. This one will be a little bit smaller. Okay, so this will be the form step. And just as its name says, we will mark this as a form step. So save, and we can now link the form to that. So to that form step. Oh, what's this? Okay, let's just delete this. Add new. That's it. So when this component is rendered, you will see the contents of this other screen inside. It's like partial implementations of the whole screen. Okay, so now let's add the elements. We will need a few lining input fields, as we have here in our toolbox. Oh, sorry. Something went south there. Insert, symbols, lining dropdown. So for some reason it's Oh. Okay, where's our
You go 3 minutes.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, you're so kind. So, oh, there it is. So, this is our drop-down box, and then we will go here and insert aligning input. Okay, so let's go detach this, and we will need, I think it's going to be 4 or 5 fields. 4. I'm going to arrange this probably a little bit ugly because we don't have that much time. I have like 6 minutes left. So, yeah, and she's constantly checking her phone to make me feel more nervous, as if that was possible. We are at Dreamforce after all. There's enough nervousness here. So we have the button here. This will be like the submit button for our form. So let's hit register. Oh, register. There it is. Now, we also should probably rename this like submit. This is not gender, definitely this is event. Let's move this a little bit upwards. Okay, so this will be company. We will capture that. We will capture the person's last name. First name, obviously. And email. Okay, now let's change the design a little bit. This will be event, and okay, so Dreamfest, thank you. So this is email. This is first name. Oh, I already had that. This is last name, and finally company. And now we have the design, but we need to tag everything again. So this gets a little bit repetitive, but it's quite fast if you think about it. We're just drawing things, after all. We bind every field to a field in the contact object. So we created a custom field that's called event. It's a pick list. So this will be Dreamfest. Dreamfest. Okay, and now we have Altimetrics party. You can ask at our booth when this party is going to happen. There it is. So email, this will be just an input, but it will be email, so it will be required contact.email 255, and let's have this perform format validation as if this was an email. Okay, so first name, we don't need anything special. Just bind it to the proper attribute. First name. Okay, so it's just a string. Same for last name, actually. Just making this required. That's it. So 80. We're fine. And company, and I think I'm gonna win because we have so much time left. So I should take a nap now. I'd probably win still. So 100. So this is done. Everything's tagged except for the button. So let's just select our color. This is lighting design system. So variant brand means it's gonna be blue. Options. This is what does the button does. This is submit the form. Success. If the operation is successful, or whoops, something went wrong. If some error happens. Okay, so everything's tagged properly. We're gonna save this file as dfdemo2. Remember this name because we are going to use it some more time. So now let's deploy this to Salesforce. We hit here the application name. We will call it dfdemo2. We will select our first screen, which will be registration, obviously. Okay, and we will hit generate. This will perform the end deploy as you saw before. Okay, so it's running now. So we should go to the organization. And in order to see this component, as any other Lightning component, we need to create a Lightning application. So app builder. Okay, here it is. We are going to create a really small Lightning application for this demo. dfdemo2. Just a simple one-column application. Here we have our render component, ADF general. So if we enter here dfdemo2, it should sort of render the demo, that the component that I just built on Sketch. So steps. I think I missed this one. Okay, so let's hit generate. Okay, it's deploying now again because I missed a part. So let's make this. Okay, so the component will be centered. So we hit save, and we will activate this application. For the sake of time, we will not worry about who in the org can see this. Just activate it. Oh, 10 minutes? Oh, I lost. But let's see if this actually works. Sorry. Sorry about that. Probably because of all the technical issues. I'm using her computer, actually. So it might have something to do with that. Yeah, using your rival's computer is probably not a good idea for these kind of things. But let's hope. Oh, I lost the browser. Okay. Here it is. So dfdemo2. So here we see the component. It has the values we entered.
Maximize.
Yeah, sorry. Let's go full screen. So we can enter the email. First name, last name, the company, and hit register. It says success, so it means it saved a contact record. So let's check that out. Contacts. Okay, here it is. Here am I. Details. Everything that we entered will be here. Company, event, email. So that's it for the second demo. I'm happy, although I lost. So thank you for that. So let's review what we just saw.
Well, we have created something that will take us at least 2 hours or more in 10 minutes and some seconds. And well, so we got a huge speed up on creating this simple task. And well, we couldn't show the collaboration, but it actually works. And it's a tool that is very important for our customers to be there looking at in real time what we are doing and asking for changes. And well, our next steps on this.
Yeah, what does the future for this look like? We want to add more variety of components. Right now, we have forms and screens, but we want to add data tables, maps, dynamic labels, everything that you could need for a project to get a huge speed up. Visual theme customization, because right now our components are just using Lightning Design System's default palette. So your company might have a different set of colors. We want you to be able to use that with the tool. Responsive components, not all our components are responsive, and many of you and your customers might be using Salesforce from mobile, and that's a huge deal, okay? And the ability to load and update existing organization data. Right now, our components can only create new data, but can't update existing records, so we want to add those features in the near future. It's question time. Sorry. Sorry. It's question time. But we have just a few minutes left. But if you want to know more, please step by our booth, Developer Zone, and Lightning Lookout. Look for Altimetrik. Or you can reach us out at Twitter using our Fertam and Astrology, or hashtag Codeless. You can tweet about this. And we will try to respond to any questions you have. So now, please, any questions? Or comments? Don't be shy. Okay. Okay. Everything's good? Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for attending.